Please welcome Noella Gabriel, co-founder and global president, ELEMIS, with Jenny B. Fine, editor-in-chief, Beauty Inc., and executive editor, Beauty, WWD.
Hi, Noella.
Hi,
Susan was the perfect lead-in for you when she was talking about inspiring leaders, because that is exactly what you are. I was having my makeup done this morning, thank you Glam Squad, and the artist said, "Who are you talking to?" And I said, "Oh, the co-founder of ELEMIS," and she said, "I love the cleansing balm." I was like, "We all do." So tell us the personal story. We all know the story of the cleansing balm. Tell us how you came to create this incredible brand, ELEMIS.
Thanks, Jenny. It's lovely to be here. Well, actually, we could be talking about a very different journey, because I started training to be a classical singer. And I come from a little town in West Cork. I'm Irish. You can hear the accent. I go back very often.
We couldn't tell.
They keep me very grounded. And, you know, singing was, I had a massive big voice, a mezzo-soprano, and I got a scholarship at the age of 13. And I was on my route, you know. I was very passionate and love it, and I still think it's one of my very dear loves. Unfortunately, at the age of 20, both my parents passed away very suddenly, and that career was derailed. I couldn't get a sabbatical, which you would do now today, and I thought, okay, can't sing. But it was a very interesting journey, that whole classical singing journey, because of course, you learn when you go to sing, the first 18 months is all about breathing and breath. And they believe that the breath sings the voice. And they believe, get out of the way of the breath and let it flow and let your body soften and let magic happen. And that whole concept of breathing, Jenny, sort of, you know, there was a curiosity. When I left my classical singing, there was a curiosity around that subject that never left to this day. And, you know, it's no accident that every ELEMIS treatment starts with abdominal breathing, but we'll talk about that in a few moments. And I went on from there to open a health shop with my sister, as one does, called Acorn, in a tiny little town in West Cork. Can you imagine? Over 40 years ago, really trying to educate people on lecithin as an emulsifier, your cholesterol. I still look at that premises today, Ginny, very fondly as I drive past it when I go back, because there I qualified as a nutritionist, and I learned everything about nutrition and skin and nutrition and aromatics are my subject today, and I then qualified as an aromatherapist. So before I left Ireland, I had this kind of breadth of kind of knowledge, and did I ever really think that I'd get an opportunity to pull a thread through all of that and make it relevant today in a brand? Absolutely not. So I fly over to London with my little set of skills. And as I arrived into London, and we're now in 1984, very little happening in the London scene around beauty at the time. But there was one store that was pushing the boundaries in fashion and beauty and innovation, and that was Harvey Nichols in Knightsbridge. And I thought, that's where I need to work. So I applied for a role, and I got the job, and I spent 3 years in Harvey Nichols. And I actually believe now, in retrospect, Jenny, it helped to fuel my creativity. It helped me to keep it alive. I was managing a fantastic team. And I thought, right, you know, I'll stay here until one evening on a Thursday evening, and I always say to young girls today, always answer their phone at 8:20 on a Thursday evening.
If you're still in the office.
Because they all ask, oh, how did it happen? They all want a magic answer. But actually, you know, you're rolling your sleeves up, you're cashing up, you're only thinking you're going home, and the phone goes. So I pick up the phone, and on the other side, there was a lady who said, I'm an investor, Noella. I heard you might be someone that we could brainstorm. I want to invest into something. I have a couple of ideas. And I thought, well, you know, I've done 3 years in Harvey Nichols. Now, I still repeat today, I actually took a salary decrease, Jenny, to take this job, okay? I'm still waiting for the increase, by the way, but that's by the way.
I think you've done okay, though.
And I've done okay. And, you know, it just is an example of, it wasn't about the money. It was about finding something that I could put all of that skill set into and lead in that creative space. Now, I met a lady who didn't have much of a clue about beauty, but fabulous lady, still meet her today. But I was presented with 12 essential oils. And within the 12 essential oils, there were 5 lifestyle categories. Stress. This is 1989, 37 years ago. I rest my case. In these 12 essential oils, there were 5 lifestyles. Circadian rhythm, stress, sleep, muscles, aches, pains, detoxification, perimenopause, menopause, all of that in this set of tools. And of course, as an aromatherapist, I got terribly excited about this. And I thought, wow, let's develop this into skincare. And let the heartbeat be amazing aromatics. Because in my aromatherapy journey, I know that your body and skin responds to what you breathe in all day, every day. And we separate it as it's something over here. Skin responds to what we breathe in all day, every day. So for me, that was the beginning of starting, planting the seed of doing skincare very differently. So from day one, we said, right, this isn't just going to be about another moisturizer. This is going to be a lifestyle brand that we're really going to listen to. We want to listen to you as a brand a little longer. We want to spend time with you. We want to engage with you. A very different approach to skincare, Jenny, and 37 years ago.
So one of the things that's so cool about the brand is, over the past 37 years, you've grown and grown and grown and grown, and that is very difficult for a brand to do in beauty. And it's, we've seen so many of the brands that were born in the 90s go in the opposite direction. What do you attribute your longevity to?
Well, I would say, for those of you who know Sean Harrington, our CEO, he always said we've got to be where the consumer is. And even 12 years ago, we as a brand went on Amazon. And we run an omni-channel. We know we have an omni-channel consumer. We know she loves to go to spa and enjoy the product and, wallow in the decadence of 2 hours where, time and money is no question. We know that she walks the high street looking to replay her cleansing balm and her pro collagen, but she also wants to be engaged for 15, 20 minutes. She wants the maximum results in minimum time. We know that she wants to learn and read about the brand in e-commerce, and I'm never going to change that pattern. I'm never going to change where the consumer shops. But I can make sure I'm there, Jenny. And I think, we're 8 years on Amazon in the US, we're 12 years in our own domestic market on Amazon and across all other platforms. And we still can run a very successful omni-channel business. But I think also there is, we launched a big concept. And we were very bold, and you may say we were naive and we were young. Mm-hmm. But for me, a lifestyle brand really means that. I believe every one of your skin, and this is scary, your skin today reflects the choices you made yesterday.
That's probably true.
Fun. Pretty scary. Shouldn't have that glass of red wine last night. But however, if you engage with us as a brand today, I can help you change your skin tomorrow by changing 1 or 2 lifestyle choices. And remember, I passionately believe in that concept because the skin is alive. It's not just there holding all the pieces together. It's alive, and thank goodness for that. It's lazy, but it's alive. So it needs to be excited all day, every day with this beautiful texture palette. So it's not just about bringing out another product and another story. It's about respecting the skin and skincare and, going that extra mile. And we're also treatment-led as well, Jenny. And I think treatment-led brings you very close to your consumer. Our community is very, very vocal. I'm very passionate about treatment because it's not just about layering 17 products and selling 10.
So how do you make sure that the information is getting from the treatment room or the ELEMIS store to you? And
Oh, I mean, our data, we live in our data all day, every day. And I think there's a link here in this, you know. There's that girl client-facing. And I honestly can boldly say, I think as an industry, if we want bricks and mortar to come back, and if we want that engagement, we've got to invest in that girl. That girl is out there representing you. She's the vital chain between you and your consumer. And then that data and responding and living. We live in consumer data all day, every day. But let's not forget, too, that people buy from people. And as a brand, we must wrap our hands around those people and really keep them well informed and entertained. And I hate the word education because it's very different today. It's about an informed purchase, but entertained and engaged at the same time.
So you have two co-founders, Sean Harrington and Oriel Frank, and you mentioned them. They're both in the business still. All three of you have remained. So I have a two-part question. One, what's the secret to a successful long-term relationship with your co-founders? And two, what is it that's kept you so engaged in the business?
Well, I sang at both their weddings and they never paid me. So that I'll be calling in that very soon. I'm the older of the three, and sometimes I have to flex my older sister position, because Sean is the younger brother I never had, and Oriel is the younger sister I never had. But all jokes aside, I think fundamentally there's got to be, respect is really important, and it's really important to me. Obviously we have the push and shove, because that's what business is. You know, there's an idea, we push and shove, we debate it, we discuss it. But we have one common denominator across all three of us, and there is zero compromise. In whatever we're doing, it's zero compromise. If we're innovating the best. You know, if we're building something, we're building the best. So I think that zero compromise is what gels us. But fundamentally, Jenny, you know, I've lived 37 years with these guys, and they are my dearest, dearest friends. And we've laughed and cried and celebrated and partied hard along the way. But we still have huge respect for each other.
At this point, they're family.
At this point, they're family.
You have a daughter.
I do.
She is also a singer. I'm sure that we have a lot of parents in the room. And I'd love to end by asking you for your insights on multitasking and balance and just the art of building this incredible business and a beautiful family at the same time.
Oh, Jenny, I'm still in the process, so I've got no secret formula. I think, I'm a fixer by nature because I've always kind of fixed and created my own success or not, whatever it is, or my own destiny. But when Kate's telling me a problem, I'm fixing it in my head already, and she goes, no, Mom, I don't want the answer, I just want you to listen. And I think she's my greatest teacher on how to become a better listener. We all sit up here and say in leadership, we need to listen, but we love the sound of our own voice. And we all do, and I think she teaches me every day. She's also a performer, an actress. I think she's living out the piece that I didn't finish off, I think, as well. I'm a single mom. I was supported usually by the women around me. I used to fly Kate back to my hometown, hand her over to my sister, and then take the next plane out. So lots of sacrifices, lots of planning, but I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Do you sing together?
We do, but I think I'm slightly better, but she
Oh, Noella, thank you so much for joining us today. It's really wonderful to hear from you.